I'm Queen ShanShan, and this is a broadcast podcast. Hey, welcome to a new episode of A Broadcast Podcast. I cannot help but say continued thanks and gratitude to all you broads. This past weekend, I spent some time with the parental units, bought them more furniture for the house, and, we had to look through the 1980s magazines and talk about the olden times for 50,000 times in my life. It was a grand old time. Mom and Dad says hi, by the way. We want to acknowledge some new broads overseas and say hello to Libya. So, assalamu alaikum. I hope I said that right. Did I say that, Billy?
Sounds good right to me.
Assalamu alaikum. So, thank you, broads in Libya, for listening. So, I'm going to have to do a little disclaimer tonight. The last few episodes, we had to put a couple disclaimers on here. The show may have a mutiny. We have
Stop saying
I'm going to have to say the.
You keep saying it's trouble. Oh, boy.
We have the Billy Francesca on the show.
Thank you so much for having my queen. Thank you for letting me ruin all of your hard work in one short hour.
Well, if that's the case, the show's going to be very short. We'll cut it to 5 minutes.
That's right. Thanks for coming, bitch. Get out. No, you're wonderful. Yes.
Girl, bye.
That's right.
Yes.
You're wonderful. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you so much for being here and coming over on the west side. Baby, even though you live on the west side, thanks for coming more on the west side.
This was a hike, but I made it. I'll journal about it tonight.
We're going to talk about who is Billy Francesca. He is an actor, producer, writer, drag queen, DJ, MC, comedian, mistress of the night, and I just found out a part-time Starbucks barista.
Well, who told you that?
I saw it. Yeah. I saw it on TMZ.
TMZ.
Yes, I did.
I'll do anything for some soy chai tea. Anything. If I can get it quicker and get it accurately and correct, I will work.
Get behind the bar.
They work my nerves. Don't get me started. Okay.
How did Billy become the who's who in West Hollywood? The smart, pretty white one.
Pretty white one. I love it.
That's
Thanks for adding that in there.
That's
so they're
you.
like, oh, all right, they know.
They're right. Being authentic. What does it take to be authentic and organic? We're going to talk about that. Okay. Being a comedian. How do you corral an audience? Your professional career. How did you become so wealthy and rich?
Well, that's a secret. I'm not going to give that away. Post-its. My parents invented Post-its.
You're kidding. You must have made a fortune. Well, yeah.
No,
Well, speaking of parents, your family history, where does the funny come from? Your motivation, your inspiration.
Okay. Well, we're covering ground tonight. Okay.
Right, we're covering ground. Okay. Your new projects in the future, events that we have to look forward to, like, of course, Pride.
Pride's
in
coming
June.
Up.
Pride's coming up. And what other things in the upcoming months? Okay? So all this and more
coming up
after the break. Chicken orzo soup, burrata caprese, meatball ricotta toast, calamaretti. No, these aren't wigs I'm talking about. These are brand new dishes at Ma's Italian Kitchen, located at 267 North Pass Avenue in Burbank, California. The phone number at Ma's Italian Kitchen is 818-567-2288. They provide private dining and they also cater private parties. Michelle created an amazing menu and I want you to tell them Queen ShanShan sent ya. Hunty! Hi, Billy. We have the wealthiest lady in the world, the wealthiest lady I know. Welcome to A Broadcast Podcast. Hey, go hey.
Thank you so much, my boo. I love that you spell lady like I spell it.
You do.
You picked up on
I spell
that.
it just like you.
My friends know that I spell Ladee, and energy I spell ENERGEE. A double E gives it more of a zhuzh.
Exactly.
Right? So and even on professional stuff, I write that, and they try to correct it. I'm like, nah, it's good, bitch. Leave it there. I know I spelled it wrong. That's intentionally.
That's intentionally.
So thank you, Shannon.
You're welcome
for having me. Thank you.
You're very welcome. Thank you for being in my little world
I
here.
Love it. I love it.
Thank
It's
you.
wealthy down here.
It's very rich.
I know. I love it. This area, there's no parking. You know it's wealthy if there ain't no parking.
If there's no parking, you're not in the right place.
I know it must be.
Because where the crime's going to come? Where
Right.
the thief's going to park?
There's no place to park. And if they double park, someone's going to see them. And they're going to get in trouble.
And towed.
So there's Toad.
Okay.
So there's that.
Billy, you have an amazing resume. You were an actor in Legally Blonde, Swishbucklers. What was that about? Swishbucklers.
Christmas shit show that someone. These rich European investors wanted to do this movie, and they kept saying Fellini. I was like, this is nothing like a Fellini film. I knew Fellini. This is nothing like Fellini. But they were happy, and I tried to help out when I could. It was like a gay Three Musketeers sort of like pirate.
Fun.
It was cute.
Where can we find that movie?
You can't, thank God. I bought up all the copies because that's how good the movie was. As a bloop, no one's going to see that shit. But you found it.
I found it. What about the movie Lost Angels? What was that about?
Well, that was like a teaser for a movie that my friend Jesse had written. He was trying to get that project like going, and I played like I guess I've been typecast a lot as like the grand bitch of like, you know, queens and like club people because I'm old. And
I wonder where that comes from.
Yeah, I mean, so he had me do that with him, which was great. That was a few years ago too, but. I mean, I saw it once, the video of that. I don't even know where it is.
You don't know where it is?
No,
okay.
I never know.
Do you like acting? Do you like being an actor?
I mean, I like doing it. I like just going and doing it. I don't like the retakes and doing this over and over. I don't like the repetition of it. I really like, because I go in and people think I'd be like flighty and, you know, and I'm like, I go in and I hit it and they're like, oh, that was really good. And I'm like, yeah, bitch, I'm not fucking new. I know what I'm doing.
Right.
Like, so, but I know what they want, whatever it is I'm working on, and I try to do that consistently, you know, however many times we have to. But the over and over and over again drives me up a wall.
I'm sure.
After like 3, I'm like, okay, it's got to be here somewhere, or why fucking bother doing
Right,
it?
exactly.
But yeah, but I don't mind it. But I like being me too much to be someone else. Actors have to want to be someone else. And I don't want to be anybody else. I like being me.
Ooh, say that again.
Yeah, well, that's the.
This is West LA. This is Hollywood. I can't even. How dare you say that in Hollywood? You're gonna be banned for life by saying that.
Like, I mean, you never.
You want to be you? You want to be an actual real person?
I just want to be myself. I'm like to be me too much. So like I don't want to play. I'll play a character who's an amped up version of me, or but I don't want to be someone else. Like how they go into those roles and they lose weight or they gain weight. I don't give a shit about any of that. Like, I mean, that's just not who I am. I like to be funny and be myself. And, yeah,
we're going to talk about that, definitely. You're also known as I put on the paper nationally known as a DJ.
I love your
do you work? Do you do? Yeah, because do you do things outside the country as well? Not as a DJ and MC.
I mean, I don't like
other countries.
If I'm not going to the West Side to see you, I'm sure as hell ain't flying to Europe. I mean, no, ma'am. I used to go to New Orleans all the time. Sandy had me going down the.
We're talking international, though.
No, I'm not doing any of that.
You're not doing any of that.
I went to Europe by steamship back after I got out of high school, and that was it. And that's it. After they unload all of your trunks and all your hats, I was like, I want to go home. And my parents were like, we're not paying for this again. Not during the Depression.
But you are nationally known as a DJ and MC.
I DJ all over when I have to. I don't want to DJ anymore either because people want to talk to you, and you have less than 3 minutes to find a song that everyone's going to like, mix it into another song, and talk to some motherfucker whose birthday it is. So I'm like, get.
And also request, like me, Madonna.
Oh my God.
Can you put some Madonna on?
Like, no, we're at a gay bar.
What about Justin Timberlake?
It's like, it's of course I have it. Get away from me. I'm going to play whatever I want. That's why
Can you put on some Spice Girls?
Yeah. I mean, I like to host things because it gives you more freedom to like yell at everyone and walk around and like talk to people, which seems to be a dying art form amongst drag queens.
Oh my God, I want to talk about that. That's a really good point.
Don't get me started.
We're gonna get started. You also MC huge LGBTQ events, concerts, hosting Pride and the parades.
Oh yeah, I love it.
And you're doing this year for West Los Angeles, West Hollywood Pride in June.
Pride. Yeah, we get that coming up.
You had 2 shows on YouTube called Billy Francesca's World or Billy's World.
Well, we kind of changed it 4 or 5 times because we'd started when they first started doing it, and I didn't know I wanted an umbrella to put everything under, and then it was like, well, no, we should just do, because they would keep saying, do you know this person? I'm like, no, that's where Hashing It Out came out.
And that you had Hashing Out, which I loved.
I just stopped doing that too.
Okay, we're going to talk about it because I'm going to spank you for that.
All right.
That's one of my favorite.
Now I'm going to keep not doing it. And I'm like, all right.
I loved that show. I was looking forward to it.
I liked it, yeah.
MC of RuPaul's Drag Con.
Well, I went down. That was just, I filmed down there. They let me.
How was that?
Great. It was great. I mean, like, the energy of what they do down there is that's just massive. And I'm fine on stage, like in front of a whole bunch of people, but not so much like walking around amongst everybody, because then I get overwhelmed. And I'm like, because it's too much that I try to do and please everyone, and my mind is like.
Are you going to be at this year's DragCon?
I'll try to pop down, but I work. The problem is I work.
You're working an event, or you're not? You're just going to pop down to visit?
I work other events. I'll go down and visit maybe. I mean, they had me on panels. When they first did it years ago. I just don't have the time. I'm trying to do more things that like I want to do, and not just stuff that I'm like kind of not supposed to be doing. But they're so sweet. Everyone wants to involve me in things.
Oh, that's nice.
Oh no, they're great. Everyone's like super nice to me. But that's gotten so big that like that's like that whole drag world is so big.
So big now.
And mine is a little bit more. I want to say like grassroots, like in the trenches, like on a daily basis, like with the queens and stuff.
Right. With the OGs, the club kids.
Yeah,
as
the
well.
Club kids. I mean, we started our at Revolver. We have the amateur competition every Wednesday. I mean, now we're in the $5,000 one, but weekly.
What do you mean $5,000 one?
Oh, I thought up this idea that I wanted to do an amateur drag competition for like a 10-week run and have the audience vote. I don't vote, like the staff, none of us. It's just audience participation. And I wanted amateur performers to come in who don't have nights, who don't work in town, and so it's our third season of doing that. It takes up so much motherfucking time, you can't imagine. Because drag queens are like cats, like they're like feral cats. They have more questions than feral cats. Oh my God. So, I mean, but it's great because I've met so many these young people, these young performers who, they don't have an outlet. There's no outlet. They have to know someone to go to a club and I'm like, oh no, bitch. I know everybody. I did that already. Come, be respectful. And they all worked. It's nice. There's only been one issue that I want to murder someone and bury their body in the desert, but I don't have time. But everyone else has been amazing. And so that's like my, working with air quote drag queens. That's Wednesdays. And it's a zoo. It's a fucking zoo.
Is it crazy packed?
Crazy packed.
And you have that at Revolver?
Have it at Revolver. The fire department comes down like because we're almost always over capacity because people, I tell the girls too, people come down here to see a show. Like, and I have a whole system and it's $1 to get in because you get a $1 ticket to vote. And you can vote whoever you want. So, I mean, there's a whole...
That's the cover charge, $1?
Yeah, and the money goes to the winner of the night. Yeah, well, the money goes to the winner of the night, too. We don't take none of it.
Not one piece?
No, none of it. The club doesn't want it. It's all that goes to the best performance of the night.
That's great.
All voted on by people. But with the 10-week one, is we vote someone off every week. But, like, everyone's super respectful and courteous, and that's kind of where my energy over the past year or so has gone into.
Fantastic.
Because you got to talk to a lot of people and explain it to them, make sure every performer understands it. Do you get how this works? But some of them say, oh, it's a popularity contest. And I'm like, first of all, bitch, find me something on this fucking planet that isn't a popularity contest. Because anyone who tells you different they're pulling your fucking leg. But I tell the kids, come early and you work the room. Yes, you have friends here, but I've seen it. I have when we add everything up, you have, yes, your friends voting for you, but you have total strangers who come out and they're like, damn, this performer was amazing. Because they come up to me and say, who was that last one? And I tell them their name, put it in their box. And it's 1 or 2 votes that really does make a fucking difference. So
the crowd, the audience, knows of this Wednesday night at Revolver.
Oh, yeah.
They are going out there on a school night, for God's sakes. Wednesday night, I'm either working on the podcast or I'm putting my feet up because I'm freaking tired.
Done.
I cannot imagine me going to WeHo on a Wednesday night. So the audience is purposely going to see the show that you produced or you're producing or you created to vote on complete strangers that no one has ever heard of. I think it's fabulous.
I love it. And the kids love it. And
what's the bucket? How much people have won so far?
Well, I mean, other than like the $5,000 at the end of it all.
$5,000 at the end of the 10 weeks.
10 weeks, but like we call it the kitty box. Every week the dollars go in the kitty box. And people can't buy more than one ticket. When you come in, you can't say, "I'll have 5." Everyone's
for 5 votes,
right? Yeah. No, it's 1 vote. You can give me $5. You get, and put it in the kitty box. But like the girls will go home with over $200, over $300.
Good for them.
Yeah. And I mean. So that's cute. I mean, if it's sometimes a tie. If there's 2 people on stage and the crowd can't decide, by the cheers, I'm like, you know what, we're splitting it down the middle. And none of the girls are like, I want it from it. They're like, I love it. They're happy to...
Because this is their...
It's a nice... Yeah.
This is their start. This is their beginning.
And that's
good for them.
Then parlayed into brunch. Because people were like, you guys start doing brunch again. I was like, no, I'm good. I don't want to be up early. But now we're doing drag brunch. And I'm like...
What's early?
Oh my God.
What's early? 11:30 is early?
Yes, girl, 11:30 is early. I'm an old woman. I want to stay in bed. But, yeah, so we have that. But that's the kind of drag that I'm like, sort of... up to my eyes at the moment.
I think that's wonderful.
Yeah,
good for you. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Let's get into the boring questions because I'm a professional podcaster now.
Hit it.
I'm professional.
You're on.
I'm rich and I'm professional.
You are rich. Microphones. This house is ready.
I have the headphones.
That's right. You've got barbiturates over here for craft services. I said, this is real. I was like, okay. No, I'm just kidding. You'd be like, I'm not. Don't get you in trouble.
I haven't heard the word barbiturates. We just, oh my God, since
I love it.
ever. Like,
dolls, barbiturates. I love those words.
The word is called dolls?
You never heard the word dolls for pills?
No.
I need my dolls.
I need my dolls?
My dolls. Yeah.
I've never heard that before in my life.
60s and 70s. Oh, Mom, get Mummy's dolls.
You are 8,000 years old.
Yeah, girl, it's been a shit show. But, the pills help. And so does Botox. I mean,
again, I don't know anything about Botox because black doesn't crack.
That's right. You look good.
I look great.
Good. Yeah, you
I'm going to be honest.
Yeah,
got it from my mama. You are a professional comedian, in my opinion. I think you're fabulous and amazing. But where do you come from? First, is Billy Francesca your real name?
Well, Francesca was my middle name, and I just changed
Francesca is your middle name?
Well, Francesco, the boy.
Oh, Francesco. Okay.
And I was like, bloop. But
so William Francesco?
Yeah.
Do you want to say your last name?
No, I don't say it.
You don't say it?
I wouldn't find it in my whole family, and then then everyone's going to want my money. And now, I'm your cousin. I'm good. I don't need any more cousins. I get the ones I have.
So William Francesco.
Yes. And I'm the third, actually. Oh, yeah. I told you. His paintings, oil paintings of me up in, mansions all over the place. But that's a different time.
In museums?
In museums, some of them. I mean, that family's built of us. But I don't want to brag. It's not who I am. But, yeah, I changed it years ago because my dear friend Francine, who's also Francesca, named after her mother, Francesca, we met in Provincetown back in the early 90s, and she had a coffee bar called Francesca's. And then I started doing plays and shows in Boston when she opened one up there. And I was in the plays, and people say, oh, Billy from Francesca's. And that, of course...
Billy from Francesca's.
Right. So I said, you know what?
Okay.
I'm going to change my name to Billy Francesca.
Nice.
And my parents were like, over our dead body. And I was like, either way, bitches. But and I loved it because everyone knew me from being with Francine, who, she changed. She didn't want to be called Francesca. She wanted to be called Francine. And I, had Francesca as a middle name. So I was like, girl, we're all in the same boat. So I just loved it. And I've had it, I don't know, ever since. I don't know how many years, 30 something?
30 years.
More,
Billy Francesca.
Than that, yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's wonderful.
Yeah.
I'm going to be honest. The first time I've ever known or seen you, it was you were it was some show you were hosting in WeHo.
Yeah.
And you know what I loved about you? You're in your tutu, you're in a skirt, you had your thighs were on fire. You were wearing the 6-inch stilettos.
Yeah.
When I was younger, I was an MC for my mom's fashion show. My mom's a fashion designer.
Oh, rich.
Was it fun? Yeah.
Okay.
I'm telling you.
You got it covered.
Beyonce's mom right here.
Okay.
So we come from, that's why I got my fashion degree and all 6, and I was inspired by my mother to be all that, and I'm an insurance agent now. Interesting how time,
Honey, it never makes any sense, does it?
It does not make any sense. Fashion designer, insurance broker. Interesting.
Yeah.
Anyways, I was never afraid of the stage.
Yeah.
I was never afraid of singing because we sang all the time.
Oh, yeah.
Performing, telling jokes, whatever. My mom and dad were conservative, but we always had friends over almost every week.
Yeah.
Dinner, lunch, picnics, whatever.
Right.
And my brother's very different than me. He's very shy and conservative.
Oh, okay.
He's like my parents.
Yeah.
But I'm like, I'm Shannon. Yeah. I'm the wild child.
Right.
And people always would come up to me and say, how do you talk in front of 1,000 people or 100 people? I'm like, because it's normal to me.
So normal.
And I didn't know that there was something called Toastmasters where people have to be, they go in these clubs affiliations to learn how to speak to public.
Really?
Public speakers.
Is that a thing? Yeah, I never understood that.
It's called Toastmasters.
Right.
And there's all different types of chapters all over the world and
really?
city. Right.
We should be getting booked then over there.
We should be.
Someone should be writing me another fucking check.
And so I'm 16 18 years old. I'm talking to hundreds and thousands of people talking about silly stuff.
Yeah.
So when I met you, and I didn't meet you that night, but I saw you, I was just in awe.
Oh,
because
that's too much.
I don't think it was scripted, what you were talking about.
Nothing I ever say is.
How do you come up with the funny? How do you come up with... I mean, again, we want to talk about your family and everything, and you know, again, your upbringing, your family, your friends. Yeah. I said your enemies and your education and your sex life.
Oh, God.
We're going to talk about your sex life.
Lack thereof,
is it 5 seconds or 10 seconds we could talk about your sex life?
We could probably get it in 5. I can barely stomach people long enough to be like, say no, thank you.
Where does the funny come from, Billy?
I mean, I've always just said whatever was on my mind, and whether or not it was funny to anybody else or whatever, I don't really care. I don't know why this is, obviously because of my parents, but I just have always said whatever I wanted, and it would come out, I don't know, with a comic edge to it, probably because I was such a weirdo kid. Well, I had a brace as a child too, like back in the 70s. Oh my!
Your legs or hips?
Oh, my legs. You know, giant one, giant. I mean, like a
like
monster.
Forrest Gump.
Yeah, like Forrest Gump, just like hand to God. So I mean that, of course, back in the day, people weren't like, "Here's a motherfucking trophy for tying your shoes." They didn't do that when I was a child, which was fine with me. So people were always sort of, you know, looking at me weird. So I never had that sort of moment of fitting in.
How old were you with the braces?
I mean, I think they came off when I was 9 or something.
So when did you have them on? When you
since
were
I was shot
since you could walk, like when you were.
Since I first started to walk, they were like, "This motherfucker's walking crooked," and then they said, "We gotta fix this." And there was no fixing it back then. They were like,
"Put a brace on."
They had to. Yeah, I mean, it was a weird. You know, the doctors were like, "Oh, he probably won't be able to walk normal." That's why I'm in heels. I'm like, God, I look good. Because I mean, you know, I remember like not being able to like play and run. I mean, vaguely, because once it came off, I just, like my therapist said.
Well, you like Forrest, run, Forrest, you know, run, Forrest, run.
Yeah.
You know, and break off
my hip didn't grow in. I mean, my legs weren't deformed. Everything grew, but like the hip bone wasn't in. It's called leg Perthes, so it was the whole thing.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. But I mean, they fixed me, and you know.
But with that being said, were you a shy kid? Because were you like in Forrest Gump, were kids making fun of you? Did that bring up?
Oh Lord, people making fun of me my whole life, and I'm sure at some point I cared. Like I'm sure at some point it must have hurt. But earlier in my life than later, I was like, "Fuck these! I don't give a fuck." And then I started getting sassy back to adults, and I was like, because again, it was like I don't care. Like you have no. I don't know. People don't really have a bearing on my perception of me. Like you're saying. I'm touching your hand so people know. I appreciate the compliments. That's not what I'm saying. Like I don't give a fuck. But I'm saying like whether or not someone else is happy with what I've done is not in my mind. If I'm happy with it, and if I know I gave it my all, because I'll do a show or something and it'll be like, God, the audience was awful. But I'm like, but I threw it out there like hard. Like I mean, so okay.
Oh my God, that is a great segue of a question for you.
They didn't. It's like, well, who cares what they? What do you fucking feel like?
Oh my God, I have a question for you. I deal with my own insecurities and you know being out there myself and doing this podcast. I'm throwing myself. My friend, my best friend Heather.
Yeah. We
had a Jesus moment a couple days ago, a talking to, and I was going through some insecurities myself, and she made a point. She's like, if you are so sensitive to certain types of opinions or whatever, and you're in this media world, what is it going to be like when you have strangers, you know, maybe saying something negative about you? What do you? And that's a good point she brought, and I'm like thinking, do I have that skin? Do you have that armor? Do you have that? You are in front of thousands of people, Billy, at a time, and you're in front of an audience. Let's be honest, that's very judgy.
Oh my God, the gays are the judgiest. They're
very judgy.
God, the 70s they were a lot happier.
If you have a freaking hair loose off the chinny chin
chin, God, I'm ugly. That's why I'm happy. I'm an ugly drag queen. These pretty bitches, they're in so much fucking trouble. Not me. I always look the same. It's like
you go to a show and you just said, I did an amazing job. Like you felt that, or the audience felt something differently. Right. How do you go to bed at night, thinking that?
I mean, luckily,
that's a good question.
That's a great question. Luckily for me, and this happens too when I yell at people. When I get when it's done for me, I go to bed at night. The next morning, I'm like, okay. If I wake up angry the next morning, you're in a world of trouble. But most of the time, it's like that was yesterday's problem, and it will go away. So I kind of just shake it off. But I mean, I don't. My friend Michael's mother said once at Thanksgiving dinner, it's not what you're called, it's what you answer to that matters. Ooh. And I said, I'm stealing that. And she said, yeah, I know you are. And I've been saying it ever since. Because
it's not what you're called, it's what you answer to.
They can call me whatever the fuck they want. I don't give a fuck. But then when they, it's what I answer to. It's what I respond to them when they say, and it's like, so if they're calling me whatever, and I'm like giving it, then what? What do you want from me? No. You're not even on my radar. It's the same way. I don't let anybody, I don't give a fuck. It'll hurt for a minute, but I'm like, those motherfucking assholes. But I'm like, but if there's one thing I've also learned, they all come around again. Oh, hey, babe. I'm like, oh, yeah, now it's babe.
That is so interesting.
What do you need?
Said that.
I said, bottom line it for me. What do you need now? But that's my new thing on the microphone. It's like, I know you bitches can't stand me, but I'm old and I've been here long enough, so you have to. And someone was like, you're right. And I'm like, amen. But people are mostly happy to see me, and it's funny. And we, but some people, it's their own shit, man. It's their own shit. Oh my God, and they're like, here, you take this from me. It's like, nah, I'm good. I got my own shit. Like, but that's why. I
after, you're 9 years old, you're 10 years old, graduated, your high school, whatever, blah, blah. What did you do after? Did you go to college?
I went to college. My parents paid a small fortune to send me to Cape Cod Community College, which was a 2-year school.
Okay.
I was there for 5.5 years, never graduated. But I mean, that was when I was like going to parties and like.
I am laughing.
Oh, it was the whole thing. My parents were like, how much fucking money we spent? I was like, thanks. But that's what got me to go to the Cape and like go to Provincetown and meet my longest and dearest friends. I go there now, and people are like, it's so expensive to stay here. I'm like, really? I have a house. I don't know what you're doing. Because I just stay at my friend's house. I'm like, I'm coming in. It's not, hey, can I stay at the house? I'm like, bitches, I'm flying in on Friday. But we have house guests. I don't give a fuck. I'm sleeping in the loft. It's like, or I'll stay at another friend's house. But I've known them, forever.
Right.
That was one of the places that just really sort of solidified my crazy.
And you just came, your parents, where did you get the funny from your dad, from your mom?
No, my dad's definitely more quiet. He's gotten more talkative over the past couple of years. But Mummy has always been like, hosting parties and like, loud. And, she just was her own person. But again, like you, people were always, I don't want to say putting her down, but she had to deal with a lot of shit. And she was like, fuck that. I'm not listening to any of y'all. And she didn't. She would yell at priests, and she'd yell
at priests?
Oh, she would yell because she knew I was gay, obviously, long before I did. And the Catholic churches were like, And she was like, what? She didn't, because I was
When did you come out?
Oh, I didn't come out till I was like 21.
My brother didn't come out till he was late too.
Which was, it was so silly because but it was just one of those things on my list, and I told them, and they were like, yeah, we know, like, we love you.
Everybody knew.
They're like, nothing's different.
But was it different? What was it? You're P-town, small town in Rhode Island. This is very...
Well, Massachusetts. But
Massachusetts. I'm sorry,
Massachusetts. It's all right. You're right. No one's angry. You're not Google Earth. You're in trouble. You ain't Google Earth.
Wrong in my geography. I'm sorry.
That's okay. You're okay.
That's right. In Massachusetts. Yeah. And I don't hear an accent from you.
No, I don't have one. I'm not poor. No, thank you. When I drink, I'm like, then you're like, oh, this bitch is. So I gotta say, let's go to the supermarket. And they're like, who are you right now? I'm like, sorry. It does come out. Or when I'm home for a long period of time, then it's like, I sound like, it's rough back there. I love it. I love going home. I have a ball there, but it's like, Lord, I'm staying in California. I love it. Los Angeles was designed for me.
And, and because of the weather, because of the people, why do you like staying here?
I went to San Francisco first years ago, and then I was there for 7 months, and I hated it. But
why? I love San Francisco.
Oh, I think people go to this is the thing. People go to San Francisco to hide, and they come to LA to be discovered.
What?
That's why there's so many people named Phoenix living up there in San Francisco. Dakota. No, it is. It's Jennifer. Shut the fuck up. But, it just didn't click for
Phoenix
me.
and Dakota.
That's what it's like, because, hi, I'm Summer. It's like, are you really? Your name's Angela. Calm down. Like, no one's buying it. But, but that's fine. I go up there for stuff, and I'm like, I got to get out of here. It's a different animal to me. But so I went there for a while, went back to Provincetown for the summer, and then we came out here to do a show years ago with the Gold Dust Orphans, who was a whole theater troupe still doing stuff in P-Town, and I never left. They were like, we got to go back for summer. I was like, bye, bitches. I ain't going anywhere. Because it just started to click. Oh, God, I'm dropping stuff. I met Jay and Mikkel from FUBAR, and that was it. We've been friends ever since.
Oh, yeah. I think that's what...
That's it. It's all a mistake. My whole life's been a giant mistake.
When did you move to Los Angeles?
18 years ago on St. Patrick's Day.
And you haven't left?
No. I left for like one summer because my friend's opening a restaurant in P-Town. and I needed a break. And I was like, I'm getting in the car tomorrow. They said, thank God, we need someone. We need help. I said, I'm on my way, bitch. And I literally worked their opening season of the restaurant.
And I cannot wait. That's where I want to get into your entertainment career. So more of this after the break. Advanced Business Solutions is a family-owned business located in Inglewood, California. Let me tell you something. They come with over 20 years collectively of professional experience for tax preparation, payroll services, translations, business filings, mobile notary, and accounting services. They have been keeping me on the straight and narrow for over 12 years. I trust Jessica and Marian Asnaya with my money, and so should you. Contact them today at 310-915-9800 or email them at abtaxsolutions@yahoo.com. They can be found on Facebook at Advanced Business Solutions. Tell them Queen ShanShan sent ya. Hunty! Okay. So, Billy, for 10 years, you've been the who's who in Hollywood. You've had...
that's your words.
And that's, in my opinion, I think you have been the who's and the who's who.
I've been lucky.
And WeHo.
Yeah.
What did you do before you hit the entertainment industry?
Well,
18 years ago, you said?
Well, yeah, 18 years ago. I came to town. I worked for MAC. MAC Makeup.
MAC Cosmetics?
Yeah.
You were a makeup artist?
Yeah, on the East Coast. lazy
Get
makeup
out of
artist.
here.
You see my makeup. It's not good. And I was like... the only reason I even do my drag makeup is basically just painting an Armenian woman's face. They come to Beverly Hills. More. And they say, more, do more. I was like, how? Do you want to look like a drag queen? And I was like, oh, they do want to look like a drag queen. And that was it. But I worked at Saks in Beverly Hills for, I don't even know.
As a makeup artist.
As a makeup artist. Because Mac was there at the time. I haven't been there in years.
I didn't know that. Do you like makeup?
I like it, but not like the girls now. It's
Did you see my bathroom? I have a Sephora
story. I saw all your lipstick.
The Sephoras. I have a Sephora in my bathroom.
You have so much stuff.
I do.
I kind of have like a character look that I do in my mind's eye. Most people be like, what? But that's what I think when I'm painting my face. And I like it, but my mother says, you look the same. It doesn't look any difference to me. Because she'll post a picture and I'm like, Mom, I'm in drag. And I didn't notice. You look the same to me. Because she don't care. Most of my friends are like, they don't see a difference. But people, oh my God, people lose their fucking minds. And I don't.
What do they say?
Oh my God, what don't they say? I come out like, oh my God. When I'm out like this, they like lose it. Now.
With no makeup on, you mean?
No makeup on. No, I show up to work in jeans like this and sunglasses and a hat. And then I change into an outfit and then I take my sunglasses off. Well, when I'm out just like tonight, if I went for a cocktail, forget it. The town cracks open. Oh my God, I never saw you like this. Oh, who are you? And I'm like, I can't fucking listen to it anymore. I'm just like, oh my God, if you saw me at Ralph's getting cold cuts, dressed in a giant brunch dress in heels, I would allow it. But you don't. You only see me in a nightclub, or on stage. So it's not like, but then I think, would they say this to Cher? Where's your fucking headdress?
Probably.
They probably would.
They probably would.
So people don't really know how to say, I just say hello to, hi, good to see you. I just say hello to people, but they don't know that. They need to comment on something about your appearance.
What do you think that is?
I think people are caught off guard, I guess
If I literally saw Beyonce or Madonna, let's let it be honest, Madonna.
Well, we couldn't say that to her, poor thing. She's going through it with all that. She got to slow down those injections, and that's coming.
Madonna or Beyonce?
Oh, Madonna, no.
How dare you talk about our queen that way?
I love her, but she's doing too much.
She's 60, Billy.
I know, but that's because she's trying to keep up with all these other people who want her to look a certain way. It's
what do you do when you are the OG of 40 years in entertainment? We'll talk about Madonna in a minute. But it's what would you... I feel for Madonna. The song that she has out right now, I love it. Have you heard it?
I saw the video. I was like, this is great.
She looks amazing.
She looks amazing. She's so wildly talented. But
right. But if you saw Madonna at a grocery store, I would literally lose my bowels.
Oh, really?
Madonna, absolutely.
Oh, no. I was standing next to Leonardo DiCaprio at Whole Foods getting the sandwich at the counter. And I was like, that dude looks familiar. And I was like, well. And then I was like,
it was Leo.
But I don't. But see, I don't care about those. Those things don't interest me really at all. I don't know why. They just don't. When I was.
I live here, and I've seen lots of movie stars and celebrities all in the grocery store in Whole Foods, at Ross, whatever. Yeah. And I'm like, and I do a little bit of fangirling. I'm like, oh, okay. But I'm not freaking out. But if it is a Madonna or Beyonce, I would freak out because for me, those women have molded some of my life in terms of how I, like the music I like to hear, the fashion, whatever. But some of the stars, I'm like, oh, that's so and so and so and so.
Yeah, it's like I don't care.
But it just depends. But going back to what were we talking about?
Girl, we go all over the place.
We're all over the place.
We go all over. The minute you mention Madonna or Beyonce, it doesn't matter what the fuck you were talking about before. It could have been like the Fountain of Youth direction. Doesn't matter.
I lost my train of thought.
I think I was talking about injections.
Injections on you never.
People sort of their preconceived notion of how you're supposed to look.
That's right. We were talking about you and how people think you. So people see you at the grocery store like, where's your wig or where's your dress?
Yeah. They're like, oh my.
Where's your makeup?
But it's like literally, it's what in my mind I call it the Superman complex because it's like a Clark Kent. It's like he takes the glasses off and you're like, oh my God, it's Superman. And then he puts them back on and you're like, where did he go? It's like, oh my God. But that's a human thing. They're used to, humans love boxes so much. They have to put everything in a fucking box. You gotta be in a box. And it's like, of some sort. So
are you proud of what you created then? That people can recognize you and say that and say, that's Billy Francesca.
I like that I like that when I'm not in drag, some people don't know and who I am and they leave me alone. But it's
do you want to be left alone?
I want to be left alone when people say like stupid things because I immediately want to like get into it with them and be like, "Hi, stupid," like, but I don't because I'm just like, this is so. But I'm someone who like just says hello to people and I'm genuinely happy to see them. Oh, hey, babe, like, and that's it. I'm not looking for a thing, But people come to me and say, "Well, you know where I just was." I'm like, "No, bitch. How the fuck would I know whether you?" Well, my Instagram. I'm like, I don't give a fuck. I don't watch it. I had a friend get mad at me. I messaged you. I said, I took my phone out. No, you didn't. On Instagram, I said, don't you fucking start that nonsense with me. You have my direct number to me, and you're saying, no. And she was laughing at me. I said, no, that isn't a thing. Don't fucking start. But the kids,
I direct message you, so you should return my message.
Yeah, but you have my telephone. You have a literal direct line right to what's going to be in my hand within the next 10 minutes.
Really? That's the way it is, though, man.
No, that's the way that... It's not what you call it, it's what you answer to that matters.
Oh, speak on it.
I'm telling you, that's how it works.
You just taught me something.
Because you have to have your own rules to keep yourself on some path. You can go left or right or get a little crazy, but you got to know what makes you you or you're fucked. I mean, if you don't know yourself, forget it. It doesn't matter. It'll eat you up like,
I'm being taught tonight.
No,
Thank
you know.
No, I am because I have to keep things that are real and everything. And so doing this for the last 4 or 5 months I've been a little gun shy in some things.
Oh, really?
Oh, okay. Absolutely.
But you don't come across that way.
Well, I don't come across with that, but I do. After the mics are turned off, Billy, it's all about Shannon.
Yeah.
And I have my insecurities that I deal with, and did I do a good job? Am I doing the right thing? Am I going? Am I on the right path?
Right.
So I've been questioning myself for a few weeks and a few months, and I'm enjoying this. I'm glad I have Edward on my team and people who are really supporting me, because I do have that self-doubt.
Yeah. Everyone has that. Well, even tonight when you were saying the making my bed videos, I stopped doing that stuff because I was like, does anyone fucking care? Like, is this just me being...
I cared.
But now I'm thinking, even when I was peeing in the bathroom, I'm like, maybe I should do it. I mean, like, why am I not doing it? Because I'm someone like you. I mean, I need, like, the production value to be there. And usually it's just me angry with my cell phone. I'm, like, propping it up. These motherfucking cokeheads. I'm like, you know what? And I just start. But people were like, but Billy, it's real. We love it. Like, people have been on me to do a podcast. And I'm like, yeah, I'll get to it. Because I just like to sit and feel
You want to do a podcast?
Well, I was going to do one for Advice from an Idiot, which was when I first went to Hollywood. But I'd get tired. Like, so
it's tiring. This is tiring.
Yeah.
I love it, but it's tiring.
But it's like, you have to be committed, and
you do.
At this moment in time, I'm committed to so many like projects, work, which are work, but they also help other people. So that's on my mind, but I'm also like, I need to just fucking hire a team of people.
Do you have a staff?
No, it's me and my friend Veronica returns emails. Like when people are like, how do you, for the drag race stuff that we're doing, or the drag competition rather, she emails each person back, like, hi, I'm Veronica, help out Billy. It's my friend's mother. My friend's fucking Amy's mother. When she's, her husband died a few years ago, I was like, girl, get to work. Amy was like, can you give mom something to do? And I was like, what the fuck does that, what do I have your mother do? She's like, 68 years old. Like, but she does. She emails each of the contestants back, goes over the rules.
Do you pay her, or she's doing
No, we go to lunch. We have lunch usually on Mondays, or a dinner on Mondays. Because because Amy's now back east because she moved for work and the kids are, it's a whole thing. But I mean, like we talk, but I would talk to her anyway. Like I'm friends with the family. But it's nice, that's my helper. Like, but it's, you know, it's a 68-year-old grandmother. And it's like, bitch. And I'm like, okay, right, you know. Because I was like, well, Veronica, she's like, honey, I don't know. You know, it's a whole thing. So, but that's my staff. Me and V, Miss V.
Well, you're known for your androgynous drag.
Yes, thank you.
Okay. And you just, to me, I think you're a hilarious person and everything. But we just talked about that. You can't go anywhere, really, we hope, without people noticing
It's just
you.
weird. People they have their own sort of, it's not so much getting recognized, it's people's comments that I'm like, you know, I don't know. It's like
an interesting side of fame that people don't recognize.
It's just weird, yeah. I mean, you're calling it fame. I'm just calling it being annoyed because it's just like I would rather people just say hi. Oh, hey, how are you? Oh, I'm good. Like, are you not working tonight? No. But it's like, oh, but it's a stop the planet. Oh my God, you're not in a dress, and I'm like, no, I don't live like that.
Isn't that the misconception of that?
Yes, but I think it's like that for anybody. I think it's like that. But I think when you're in the whatever public eye or in clubs a lot, people expect to see, like when I see other performers or queens, or I'm like, hey babe, I don't, you know what I mean? Or if they try to trick you, then that's also, you know, it's like, oh, you knew it was me. I'm like, yes, but you know, because you know the eyes give it away, you know. But I mean, I'm just happy to see people and say hi. I don't go into it with a giant preconceived notion of what they're supposed to be doing or saying.
I think talking as an audience person who's seen you and has been part of the experience of Billy Francesca, you are this amazing, precocious personality that people want to suck dry from. People want to be succubuses.
Yeah, well, because they're energy vampires.
Oh God, there's this awesome show on FX called the Shadows Within Whatever.
Oh, I just saw the billboard.
Oh,
what
is
is
it? Hysterical.
Is it funny? Okay,
it is hysterical. The Shadows Amongst Us or Shadows Within Whatever. It's like, remember the show Office with Steve Carell?
Yeah, I love it. I used to watch the whole thing.
So it's the kind of concept of vampires within us. Vampires living with us.
Oh, wow.
And there's different types of vampires. There's an energy vampire.
Oh.
There's a social vampire.
Oh, really?
And then the real vampires.
Oh,
and then
shit.
there's real werewolves. And it's hysterical.
Oh, look, I didn't know that. Yeah.
And it's very dry humor show. There's no audience, but it's very office-y.
Okay. Oh, I love that stuff.
And so there's this character that's a energy vampire, and he's working in a corporate office, and he's sucking the energy from the coworkers.
Yeah.
And that's his blood. That's how he lives. And
force.
I cry laughing because we know people who are energy vampires like that. So I you know, not to say your audience is energy vampires, but they want to touch you, they want to feel you because you're energetic on that stage.
Like, just say hi, like just, you know. And some people are so nice. Some people are so like fucking, oh my God, hi, I'm looking at a picture. I'm like, oh my God, of course. Like, what do you want?
I'm spilling it to you right now. I was nervous contacting you.
Why? What are you talking about? Why? But I've known you for so long.
I was nervous.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Edward, can you speak on it?
I mean, what the?
He's sick, but he's
Why?
I don't know.
No. Yeah, I was nervous contacting you.
If I didn't want to do it, I wouldn't do it.
Maybe that's why I was scared about the rejection.
Oh, maybe you're like this, bloop. You're like, this motherfucking asshole. But then you could have bashed me on the thing. No, I'm just kidding.
Maybe I was scared about the no. Oh, Shannon, who are you? No.
Oh, God, no.
You know, I'm telling you, I have my insecurities, and so me approaching you on the show, I was nervous to text you or to email you. I forgot how I contacted you. Would you mind to do my little podcast?
I love it. No, it's sweet.
You know, so
no,
I'm one of those people who don't know who you are, and so you have this big personality on stage, and it's a little intimidating.
Yeah, I can see that. That's why I don't yell at people often about it. I'm just kind of like, hey, and I'm like, shut the fuck up. But I'm like, because I don't want to be rude to people too much. It's just when they make such a big deal of it, because I don't feel like I look that different in or out of drag.
Oh.
So for me, it's like, do you really, can you not see? Let me ask you, how many other bald, giant, bearded drag queens are running around the city? Because there aren't many. I mean, I can.
Are you sure? I've seen a few.
Maybe there's more downtown. I don't go downtown either. Don't start.
You don't go anywhere past Doheny or La Cienega.
It's just because I love being home. I have this little garden, and I just love it. And I just want to stay and like garden and do stuff, building another garden outside. Like,
real quick, speaking of that, you had to move. You had some issues with your landlord or something?
Well, the mother died, and the daughter took it over and sold the property. And but they paid me.
She was awful.
She was a really bad person, and I still have like sort of anxiety
PTSD of her?
Yeah, of her, because she was such a nasty human being. But my new landlord is such a gift, and he's so nice, and he loves what I built at the house. And And he said, "Oh, Billy, I wish all my tenants were like this. Do whatever you want." So I was going to do whatever makes you happy. This is your home. This is your home. Do whatever you want.
But you don't have the squirrel anymore, huh?
I have a new one, Randolph, who is digging in my plants. We had a fight this morning. I said, "No, I'm not feeding you. No." He was digging up all my new seedlings. I said,
Damn it, Randolph.
That's right. So I'm like, I don't know what to do. We had a talk today. I think he may have understood me. I don't know what kind of squirrel he is.
That's a really stuck-up squirrel.
That squirrel is working because I give you so much food. I was pointing. No, and he looked at me like I think he was getting it today because he saw how angry I was. But I don't know. But that's my pet is that squirrel because he does his own thing. I do.
Oh, poor Randolph.
Sorry, there's that. Okay.
So you've worked major events in WeHo, West Hollywood, the Abbey, Pally House Standard, Din on Sunset, the RuPaul's Drag Con, Pride Parades, which is phenomenally huge here in Los Angeles. Yeah. Have you done other Pride Parades?
New Orleans. When they brought me to New Orleans for Southern Decadence and
that's in August, hotter than hell. How did you do that?
Oh, I love it because
hotter than hell in August.
All the pageant queens who I've made friends with down there who are amazing. You've got Aubrey Sinclair and you've got Nicole Dubois. You got Serena Stiles, and these girls come out in diamonds and wigs, decked out, and it is 1,000 degrees.
1,000 degrees.
And I come into the dressing room. Anyone need help with makeup? They're like, "You miserable bitch," because they know I'm just put it on. Small flash out the door, and they're like, "Oh, we hate you." But we had so much fun. But they threw me on a float. My first time there, the plane was late. We got in. They were like, I threw on a leotard or some nonsense out on a parade float in the middle of French Quarter, throwing beads out. I was like, "This is my life. Like this is."
You love it.
Oh, I loved it. I just can't go down as much anymore because I'm busy here.
You're working the whole parade in June for WeHo here, the West Hollywood parade here for both days. Yeah. Oh, 3 days.
It's 3. We have Friday,
Saturday,
and Sunday for Gay Pride. Yeah, it's like. Well, that's LGBTQ.
Last year, how many were reported to have attended the event?
It was insane.
Wasn't it over 2 million people?
The whole in the city in that one area. It's
last year. I'm sorry, but I already said this off mic. It was a mess.
It was messy.
It was a mess. I mean, I'm glad we got there like at 10 o'clock on a Saturday or 11 o'clock on a Saturday to avoid it was still crowded. And the performance over there, but even when we got there at 11 o'clock in the morning...
It was a zoo.
It was a zoo.
Well, the thing where shit got weird last year is these bitches bought VIP tickets, and I don't know if it wasn't
I bought a VIP ticket.
But you got there early.
I got there early, though.
Down 9 p.m. like this. VIP, and they were like, yeah, so is 500 other people.
So is 500 people. The line was down, again, speaking of Donini.
Right. Yeah, it was all the way down. So the kids were... And I was like, well, did you tell the kids to come there early? Did you tell the kids? But see, that kind of... that kind of stuff I don't know about with all of it.
You're on the stage. That's not your business.
Yeah, I feel bad.
But to tell the organizers, let's make it organized.
Much better, yeah. Estevan, who's a Christopher Street West president, is amazing.
Who's Christopher Street West?
Christopher Street West is the non-profit organization who puts together Pride. They outsource.
All Prides?
No, just ours.
Oh, just West Hollywood. Okay.
Just here. I mean, I don't know all the ins and outs and all the players of all of it. There's a board and all that, and then they hire a producer to say, here's our vision. Here's what we want to do. Here's what will keep the city happy. Here's what we want to do for people. It's literally, I don't know how anybody does it. Because I feel like all of them have the worst jobs in the world trying to make everybody happy. Because when you try to make the city happy.
It's very political, huh?
Yeah. It seems, I mean, I don't have any political stuff because I tell everybody exactly the way it is.
Are you on the boards? Are you on the city committee?
Oh no, I'm not. Well, I'm on LGAP. They just put me on the the West Hollywood Gay and Lesbian Advisory Board to the city.
Nice.
Because Lindsay Horvath, wwho's one of the council members, said, "Listen," she called me and said, "I have something I think you'd be good at." And I said, "Bitch, are you fucking kidding me? I don't know anything about politics or being in a boardroom sitting there
in a suit."
No, fuck no. I show up, please. I brought cookies the first day. Hey, I brought cookies. They're like, we don't really do that. I'm like, well, we do now. And they were like, oh, boy. But because I don't really know, but I'm getting my bearings on it because the board advises the city council on things that we think are important to the community. So I'm like, okay, because I'm trying to figure out what that is when people aren't just coming in every for the meetings and saying this or that. So I'm listening. I've been quiet for 2 or 3 months now, learning it because I'm someone who needs a task. Someone needs to say, "Here's a shovel. We need to dig a hole." Great. I'm gonna start digging. This is well, we want to build a hole. Where do you want the hole? What kind of shovel should we use? Like, how many people should... I'm like, oh, my motherfucking God, give me the motherfucking shovel. Let me start digging. But that's not what it's about. So I'm learning that aspect of things. But I think, getting back to Pride, I think this year will be better. There's the free main stage, which I love.
I think that's such a great idea.
Such a great idea.
They had it before. Why did they take it away?
I think it's the agenda of the president, whoever is in charge within Christopher Street West. This year, Estevan has
because it helps with crowd control.
And people who can't afford to come in for the VIP show.
Hello, and maybe it's not a lot. $35 or $38 may not seem a lot to me or to some other people.
Right.
But when you have a 16-year-old or a 17-year-old who's wanted to be their first Pride parade, that money is a lot to them.
It's a lot to them because they still want to go out and get a costume.
They want to get costumes. They want to dress up. They want to feel.
I want a golf cart. It's going back and forth to all the stages. I want to be all over the motherfucking place because I just want to be able to have fun and see everybody.
But what's the key message of Pride is self-expression and
this
also
one
acceptance.
is unity, which I love about
unity is acceptance.
Exactly, which I love. Like they're having, I think it's unity for all or unity. I should probably know it since I'm going to get in trouble for not knowing it right now. But we did away for the first time because of space with the park. They're doing the main, there's the stage, the park stage as they're calling it. There's the plaza stage, which is another one over near the design center, and then they're doing the stage out on the boulevard. So we're doing away with like the Latin stage, they weren't
country western, you said, or
well,
hip-hop?
that had gone away. Like the country western had gone away a couple. The hip hop stage. Because I'm always like, I want it to be all inclusive, like
not segregated.
Not segregated. I never understood that shit for nothing. Like have everybody on the same stage, have it be a good time. Expose people to only Spanish songs. Like have a Spanish bar and come sing. What are we gonna say? If you don't speak Spanish, you gotta leave. You're not gonna know it. Just fucking play the motherfucking song, assholes. I mean, even the clubs, because Stefano does that at Mickey's. We have a ball. And I get on the microphone and say, white people, don't get nervous. It's just a Mexican song. It'll be fine. And they're like, oh my God, this bitch. Because they know people are like, what's this? This isn't pop music.
This is like, not, oh, yeah.
But I mean, and they say, what do you want to hear? And I'm like, I want to hear Anne Murray. Someone put on Anne Murray in a nightclub. And I'll be like, good, I'm good. Put on Snowbird. But that's what I always say. But I think
you and Edward always ages us as well, all the time, and now you just aged us as well.
Canadian songstress. I do think this year will be more inclusive for people. I think they're going to see something different than we've seen over the past. I mean, I've been doing it.
Speaking of
8 years.
So speaking of inclusive, do you've traveled around the country? You've done DJs. Have you been in a state or do you have you don't like really say you don't like to go out of the country?
Yeah.
In our beautiful America, the United States of America, have you experienced discrimination? Have you experienced a place where you felt you weren't as welcomed as a gay man?
Other than San Francisco? No, I mean, I'm just kidding. Girl, those bitches up there. No. They're going to hate us more for this. Oh, Lord. No, I mean, I've driven cross country 4 times. Twice by myself, 3 times by myself. I never have a problem with anybody. I never have a problem with, straight Republican farmers. This is, again, I mean, this is just how I am. When I meet someone, I'm just like, hi, it's just you and me. I don't give a fuck about whatever. I don't care what the Bible says. I don't care what politics says. It's you and me. How you doing? How's your day? Because that's really all it is. Mm-hmm. But people get this, it gets bigger. Everything gets bigger for them. It's like, no. Bring it back down to just saying hello to someone. Hi, how are you? If you're polite to someone, they don't give a fuck if you're gay or straight. They don't give a fuck. I mean...
there's some people out there that do take it to a different level.
They take it to a different level. Now, again, I'm not black, so that's a whole other aspect.
You're not black?
Well, I mean, from the waist down, I am. Pow! Worked that in. I'm not stupid. Girl. But I mean, like, so that, you can't really, you can hide being gay if you so choose. I mean, I guess not if you're a lesbian. I mean, that would be that's a whole different segment. But I mean, I don't have a problem, usually. I'm not going to say I'm not stupid, but that's going to sound terrible. But I try to be respectful when I'm in a new situation. But I try to be respectful when I go into a new sandwich shop and I have to learn how to order it. Because these bitches walk, well, I don't... No, you stand... I mean, life is like... This is what I think of. This is the kind of crazy shit that goes in my head. You go to a sandwich, a sandwich shop, anywhere, at the beach, anywhere. There's a list of all of these sandwiches.
Right.
And you can order what you want. But I like to sit back and see where do I go order? Oh, okay, this is extra. You get this yourself. Most people come blazing in. Here's what I want.
Blazing hot.
Right. They come in hot and telling you what you should be. No. It's the same thing with people. I like to take a step back and see what the situation is around me. Hey, everybody. Oh, how are you? Like, okay, so these people might be a little bit more religious. That might be a big thing for them. So you think I'm going to come in there saying, there's no God. Because people do that all the time.
Yikes.
That's what drives people fucking wild with this whole Trump nonsense. I don't even use his name. People keep saying, they're so stupid. And I say to myself, have you ever had an argument with another human being where you called them stupid and they said, oh my God, you know what? I am stupid. Thank you. I'm enlightened now. That don't help anybody. Like, yes, it sucks. Yes, I think they're stupid, but I'm not going to tell them that. I'm going to be like, why don't we get to know each other on a different level?
Let's have a conversation. Yes.
And just chill it the
right,
fuck out.
Right.
So kind of like, I don't, because nobody wants to hurt someone else's kid.
No.
Nobody wants to hurt. It's like, but they don't, it's too up here. And that's why I stay down here. That's my motto. Aim for the middle. There's nobody there and there's plenty of money. Because everybody wants to get to the top, or they're rolling around the dirt trying to figure out how to get to the top. I'm right in the motherfucking middle. I'm good. Because that's perfect. You can get a table for dinner without any trouble. Everything's great.
As an LGBTQ advocate for change, I've noticed that you just mentioned a few minutes ago that you were working with City Council.
Yeah.
And you have changed for awareness for HIV and AIDS. How do you promote the importance of education? And your on your stage presence or the gigs that you do, are you chariot of like charities or fundraisers?
Well, I'm trying to think. I did Impulse Group had a pool party last year, and they had.
What's Impulse Group?
Impulse Group they're like the largest provider of free condoms in the whole city. I might be a little off on that, but I think, and they're about awareness and education to people and shit like that, which I like. But the problem is, in my opinion, is that you have the young kids just don't understand. There wasn't an AIDS epidemic. They didn't live through any of that shit. They don't know. They didn't have everybody die. So they're like, what? And they don't.
Unless they watch Pose and they say.
Well, then they think they get it, but that's like watching Star Wars. It's it's a television show. It's not. You weren't in it. You know what I mean?
You weren't in it. You didn't live it.
You weren't in it. And I say it at Pride every year. I'm like, guys, you need to understand the reason why you can wear a crop top, wherever you want in the middle of the day on a Tuesday afternoon, is because other people went before you.
I'm not
saying put on
the
body
pioneers.
The pioneers, but that needs to be an awareness to you. And in your sexual freedom, I wouldn't do it. I used to rollerblade in Provincetown and rollerblades in a G-string. However, but I still was, cautious because people were dying and it was a thing that's out there. These kids now, they're not taught an awareness. I think, these things, the STDs are on the rise. Well, I'm on PrEP. I can do whatever I want. It's like, no, bitch.
You can't. Just because you're on PrEP doesn't mean that you can just sleep around. No. You still should wear a condom. You still should be aware because there's something called herpes.
You heard about the whole
gonorrhea, syphilis.
The herpes outbreak at Coachella.
I heard about that.
Oh, don't get me started on that nonsense. I'm like, these kids. And I'm like,
oh my God, that's right.
They feel unstoppable, and that's a great feeling.
When you have herpes, you have herpes. You can have it under control, but you got to take a medicine for the rest of your life.
And they're not. Yes, there's people who have it, and that sucks. But be an advocate for yourself. Don't be. But the kids, I don't know what they think. I don't think they're. In my opinion, I don't think they care about a lot of stuff because it's on to the next thing. Good, and it's like, oh my God. That's why it's know thyself. If they don't, none of these kids are finding out who they are. They're contracting HIV or an STD, and they're not thinking, how do they get there? Do you know what I mean?
What do you think? Do you blame social media on that? Do you just blame parental advisories?
No, I blame one-on-one. I talk to my nephews, I talk to my nieces about, not sex, because my nieces are, but about the social media stuff. And I'm like, kids, it ain't real. This is not real. This is real. Those are photographs. You can have a great time. It ain't real. Because no one's, and then sometimes the kids are doing stuff when they're crying on camera and all that.
The YouTube, I watched a lot of the MUAs, the makeup artists, and it has now become such a drama on the makeup artists, the gurus, and they're crying, and because of the crying, now they got the guru drama channels.
Oh, it's a whole thing.
That's a thing. thing.
See, I don't watch
Billy,
it.
it's a thing.
I don't have any.
And it's a mess. People are living on the social media. It's a mess. I don't want to be that person at all.
No, I don't feel like I mean, my phone, I didn't do anything, yesterday and today. I'm like, I can't deal with it. But they don't take time off. They're not. The one-on-one aspect of humanity is diminishing.
That's so true.
The social nuances of being courteous are like, I mean, I can't even. I want to start yelling more. One, because it makes me happy. Because when I'm holding a door for someone and you don't have the common
if you can't say thank you,
because you think I work for you on this planet, I'll shut it down.
This one bitch.
I will like.
Honey, this one. I had this one old lady the other day, and I had my water bottle, I had my computer in my hand, and I had some paperwork in my hand. But I held the door for her.
You're aware.
Did I hear a thank you?
Nope, she got like you.
She went through. She went, bye, bitch. Thank you. She didn't say that, but it was like that was the attitude. Yeah. It was expected to me to hold the damn door for her.
I'd murder.
I wanted to say something so bad, but I didn't want to be in a bad mood because I was on my way to a meeting.
Yeah. See, I need to just start calling bitches out. I pulled into, and I told the standard desk, they said, you should have yelled at her. I said, I work here. I don't want to yell at a potential guest at the hotel. I pulled in with my truck. You see how big the truck is. I pulled in to valet to unload some stuff. There was a car in front of me in the middle of the carway. I haven't told anyone this story other than my friend at the standard. And I saw a person get out. And I just was waiting because I'm like, I have to unload. And then I saw that someone get a wheelchair out of the back trunk. I said, it's going to take a minute. Okay, fine. So the other guy gets out. Now the passenger had no legs. He were cut off right at the knees. He had gloves on. They get his wheelchair. He's in his wheelchair. The stairs there. The valets are going to get the thing to bring it up, the lift. He's like, oh no, I'm fine. He's using his hands to crawl up the stairs. And
no gloves.
His gloves on, but he's like, oh, I'm fine. Like the valet was willing to do. Like, it's right here. He's, oh no, I'm fine. Don't worry about it. It's easy. This fucking bitch behind me starts fucking honking. She can't see what is in front of her because I am in front of her. But you don't have the presence of mind to think there's something else going on. I wanted to get out of that car, grab her by her hair, and say, do you see that fucking man crawling up the stairs on his hands with no legs, and you're honking because you have to wait a fucking minute? That
infuriates you.
The standard said, you should have said something. We would have been fine if you yelled at that woman. We don't want that kind here.
When she was waiting to get parked or
to valet her car. So and I was like, no. But which I get. I'm waiting to unload stuff. But there's something else happening. And until you're aware of everything 360 around you, shut the fuck up and sit there. That's the sandwich shop thing I'm talking about.
That's the sandwich thing.
So you're not seeing it. And it drives me to a place of murderous rage. And I want to, and I'm like, but I did, out the window, I said, I was looking at the girl behind me and saying, do you see? And I'm doing this. And she's like looking at me because she doesn't know what this means. But I'm like, look at that. And then I went into the hotel.
You put on post. I don't know if you posted today or yesterday something about you said you wish you could throw yourself in the volcano or something.
Volcano.
What did you say? I wish I was in Hawaii because I could throw myself in the volcano.
Anything to stay in Hawaii. I was so happy. People were so nice there.
I understand why I could throw myself in the volcano.
I was in the best mood. My parents said, you have never been this nice ever. I said, I'm not an asshole here on the islands. I'm really happy.
You were there for 2 weeks with your parents.
Yeah. We were there
2 weeks with your parents?
It was great, yeah.
I would throw myself in the volcano if I was 2 weeks in Hawaii with my parents. I love my parents.
I love my parents.
The max I could do is 2 days.
Oh, no. God, no. We travel. My parents are fiercely independent and don't want me to help them, but they can't physically do shit. And I'm like, get the fuck out of my way. But I talk to them that way. I swear at them like I would swear at
my mom is from the South. I can't even say damn or hell.
Oh, Lord, your mother, I kid you. Don't let
my mom's a Southern belle.
Okay.
A Southern Christian belle.
Right.
And saying damn and hell? Oh, no.
Oh.
I'd be backslapped to, I'm 2 years old.
All right.
So, anyways, I'm so grateful I'm so grateful that you shared.
They've heard it all, so there's that. We had a good time, though. It was fun.
I'll listen more with Billy after the break. Ladee Arbib, medical esthetician, specializes in facials, lash extensions, body waxing, eyebrows, and all sorts of great things for your face and your body. Ladee is offering $25 off for new clients who listen to this podcast. Just mention you heard it on Abroad Podcast, and you will get $25 off your first facial, waxing, eyebrow shaping, or lash fill treatment. Tell her Queen ShanShan sent ya. Hunty! So, Billy, we already talked about where your funny comes from. What are your inspirations? Where do you get the, from your mom, your dad, or your family? Do you aspire from celebrities, people that you love, that got you the funny, or, said, oh, I'd like to, come from that particular arena?
Well, my mom has always been funny. She's very outgoing. My dad was, like I said, it was quiet, but he's kind of talks more now. I always loved Johnny Carson.
Mm-hmm.
Because I grew up watching him. And then Madam, the original Madam.
Loved,
Flowers.
of
Don't
course.
Get started. That bitch had it all.
Me and my brother loved Madam. Oh my God. Are we that old? Huh?
Well, I'm 36. So I have VHS tapes.
So you
can't say you're young and then say you have VHS tapes, by the way. That doesn't work. But I don't know if I've watched a performer and thought, I never really want to be anybody else. So I'll find someone like super fucking funny or original, and I'm like, I really love this. But I don't know. I don't want to know what inspires me, because like I said to you to the break, you're inspiring me to do stuff.
No,
like
thank you. Well, where do you get your material from? When you go on stage tonight, where do you get your material from? Where does the off the cuff, where does the wittiness come from?
It just something just pops into my head. When I do stand-up comedy, which I really do want to get into more, I just haven't been pushing it, I will write down 5 words that are should trigger a story in my head, but I never know if they do. And when I'll just start saying something like gay Barbie or whatever the hell I'm talking about. I went into a comedy club on a Wednesday, and it was a gay one, and I was like, oh, hi, hi everybody, thanks for having me, it's my first time. I was like, was there a coupon for this? Because there's so many lesbians here. I'm on lesbians out on a Wednesday night, and of course the whole room went fucking nuts. And I was like, no, I'm fucking, that's not part of my bit. I'm just that, and of course, and then I usually explain myself, because people will just stand there with their looking at me with their mouth open. So I'm like, let me break it down for you.
Right.
So my opening line typically is, I'm really a very ugly woman or a really beautiful horse. It's up to you to decide. And then that usually takes a minute, and I'm like, oh brother. So a 3-minute comedy thing is over in seconds,
right,
because I can get 2 things out, and then everyone.
Have you had hecklers?
Yeah, not in years. But at nightclubs sometimes too, especially.
What about the gigs? The when you're doing the bingo nights, or when you're doing.
Oh my God! You got to come to bingo. You'll lose your mind.
I can't.
That's all I get is hecklers. All my friends are like, we have a ball.
The you want the hecklers to be in there?
Well, those are all friends. I don't. See, that we have bingo at the Den, which is mostly straight folks, and they're so much fucking fun.
Yeah.
And they're really learning.
We straight people are fun.
Oh God, they're so much fun. Because they don't give a fuck. Because we're getting to a point. People are like, I don't give a fuck that you're in a dress and a beard. Some people still look weird, but there's a whole group up there, But that's people I don't know. The standard is bingo. I've been doing it for years, so I know we have a religious group that comes. Every fucking month.
What night is that?
That's the one Saturday a month.
Okay.
And the prizes are insane, but and people come in who don't know us, but we heckle each other. We're all and we just laugh the whole time.
Yes, I'm sure it's hilarious.
But people aren't usually rude. The nightclubs, the drag competition, sometimes people will be a little.
What do you do with the hecklers? What do you do? What do you say?
Well, I shut them right down, and I reiterate that we're here for other people who are maybe performing for the first time. And if you can't extend that courtesy, bitch, get out. Go right down the street and have a cocktail somewhere else. I don't want to hear. And of course, the crowd, who's going to be the host's an asshole? As it's for the other kids maybe aren't as thick-skinned or can handle it. But I'll perform and do a whole number and sweat my ass off, and they look at me like, what the fuck was that? And I'm like, well, I'm glad I wasted my time on that. And of course, let's move on. But I try to let it slow me down too much. So anyway.
So you want to aspire to be more of a stand-up comedian?
That's where we're headed.
I think that's great.
That's what I started with.
I
just sort of stopped, and I love it. I'm great. My happiest moment is on stage with a microphone and the spotlight, and I'm good.
I think it's your happiest moment because I love seeing you on stage.
Yeah, thanks. I love doing it. So I got to get more into that. One thing at a time. Making the bed videos, and then we'll do that. So give me. I think that's great.
Real quick,
Yes.
what did you? The hashing it out with Billy Francesca.
Oh, yeah.
What happened to that?
I just stopped.
Why?
Well, I liked having a set. I liked my friend had a store we used. I had
the furniture store as well.
Teeny that closed down. He liquidated everything. And then I had my own studio at my original house at the Birdhouse where I moved from.
Right.
And so we would change it all the time. once I didn't have a spot to do it in, I kind of was like, meh. The standard has been like, take the nightclub. We'll bring up chairs. We'll do a whole thing. And like, have one a month where you come in and you do
Why not?
I'm like, meh.
And I will be that studio audience clapping and laughing for
it's
you.
free. Everything's free. That I don't want events that cost, $1, I guess, for the kids on Wednesday. But like my pool parties, everything is like, no, there's no cover. Like, there's no cover. You just come, RSVP, and get on the list and like, get there early and wait in line.
The hashing out show was something I really look forward to, and I sent Edward some research videos of your show.
Oh God!
And you had the ugly cam.
The ugly cam. Trixie Mattel loves that. She's so mad at me. She said, "I love that ugly." She told me I'd seen her, but she's like, "That ugly cam."
Because you were just this little sidebar, side banter.
Because the first time
cam.
we did it, my camera guy was like, "Oh, that camera look is not in the right spot. You look horrible." I said, "Leave it. That's the ugly cam."
That's the ugly cam.
Because that's genius.
How many cameras were on you during the hashing?
I think 3.
Okay.
Yeah,
who's the director and who was the producer? Who was the? Did you do all the writing yourself?
Well, it's all. Well, actually, we'd have friends come over, and which I would still do the same way, and people would write down a topic, like or something, and everyone.
Your questions.
Yeah, and then I think my friend Yvette would be there. If she was there, she'd go through them, and we'd do segments like 6 or 7 or whatever, and she'd give me ones, or cause sometimes it's repetition because people know me, or
right.
I like people who don't know me because they ask shit, and I'm like, I don't know a lot what's going on in the world. I don't watch the news. I don't fucking care. It's horrible.
Do you really not watch? You don't watch,
the
CNNs and
nothing.
the ABCs and the NBCs and the MSNs and the Foxes?
Nope, none of it. I call Blythe in New York, and I'll say, okay, I'm seeing a lot of this thing. What does this mean? He said, you don't need to worry about it. I said, okay. Because I said, but isn't, is he going to get impeached? And he's like, honey, there are smarter people than you who are so confused right now. You will drive yourself mad. And I need to keep my energy up because that's my job here on Earth is to keep that energy up so I can expel it. If I'm down in the dumps, with politics and all that, I'm like, I won't be able to leave the house. I'm already having trouble now. So I'm like, but I will bring it back. It's just one of those things I kind of thought, are we done with it? Let's do the advice stuff because that's, the advice for idiot was what I was all about. But we could always do one a month, film it. And,
I would love it. Definitely count me on as an
I'll
audience
pick
member
a day.
for sure.
Let me pick a day at the Standard. Tell them when I'm coming in. They're
Let
always
me know.
like, girl. Like,
Let me know.
Okay.
Let me know.
All right.
So we're going to get into the Madonna Minute. Billy, as you know, Madonna released her new Medellin video this week. Did you see it? Did you see it?
Yeah, I saw it.
Wasn't she fantastic?
Fantastic. He was great. They were great. Their chemistry was great. The video was beautiful.
I loved it. I absolutely loved it.
Loved it.
But what are your thoughts on the Madonna new song, her reinvention?
I think she's great. I think she just keeps trying new things. I just feel bad about the injections. I wish she'd slow down a little on it because it's just not going to work eventually. Even Cher looks more natural, air quotes, than Madonna right now. And Cher's older than Madonna,
Of course,
right?
yeah. Cher's almost 80 years old.
So that's like, but again, Cher does dance, but not like Madonna. But see, I don't know what voices she's listening to in her head or out in the real world. If it was me, I'd be like, bitch, I'm Madonna. I'm going to start eating hamburgers again and staying at home.
Right.
I got money. Like, I'll record an album and you'll never see me again.
Right.
But that's not who she is. She wants to be out there, and she really, what bums me out is that she gives it all to her fans and to the public. She gives so much of herself. I don't know how much is left for her.
Well, I don't know. She, ever since, Instagram's been Instagram, I see, Madonna really has used that to photograph her kids and the kids' sports and the two twins that she has, and, showing that I think she's a very supportive mother.
Oh, yeah.
And then since she's promoting her new album and her new music, she's got an amazing marketer. But we always know that Madonna was this great marketer.
Yeah.
Great promoter of herself.
See, I don't have a follower on Instagram. I didn't know any of this stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, but she does need to ease up on the Botox.
Yeah, that's all. That's all I'm saying. Is like, babe, enjoy it a little. I go all the time, and I'm like, no. I go in there like, no, we're not doing anything. I'm like, but no, we'll see you. I'm like, okay. You don't want my money? No, we don't. And I'm like, all right.
What's your favorite Madonna song?
Open Your Heart. I love that video.
Open Your Heart,
I love that one.
That's one of my favorite videos.
I watch that video all the time.
Such a great video.
Yeah, my friend owned the wig. He bought the wig. Who owned
What?
TV. Yeah, he had that. Yeah. He was like, I was like, what's that? He's like, that's Madonna's wig. Give me that.
I didn't realize she was wig.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When she comes out in that black wig and does that.
The black wig, when she takes it off.
Yeah,
the black short wig.
So yeah, but she's wonderful. I think again, she's just giving her energy to the universe. Of course, $5 million, she could have fixed Detroit, but that's a whole other story. Don't get me started. No, it's like, just pay them.
Where's my shade umbrella? Shade!
She's already starting an art foundation now.
Oh, she is? Okay, sorry. Thank
Look at her. We have Edward is the aficionado of all things Madonna.
Okay, I didn't know. Okay, good to know.
And that is your Madonna Minute. So this is a whole new segment we're introducing because of Billy Francesca on the show.
All right.
Be prepared, Mr.
All right, I'm ready.
Mrs.
Right.
This is the first session, off the cuff and spontaneous questions for Billy Francesca.
Okay.
You know I'm still in it from hashing it out.
Oh, you are?
I'm still in
You're
this.
terrible. You're a nightmare.
Do not see me. Don't see me.
No, I can't see the paper anyway, but you're okay. That's all right. I can't see.
In light of hashing it out, we're going to ask you off the cuff questions that have never been rehearsed.
Okay. Yeah, I don't
Here we
know
go.
this,
Number
right.
one. Cut or uncut?
Oh, cut always. You've
too.
heard me say, I can't uncut. It's like a Ziploc bag. Forget it. No. They say, oh, it's cut. Nah. I can't. I'm sorry, I can't. It's too much.
Me too. But as a straight woman, we want cut too.
Oh, yeah, well,
I just can't do the uncut.
I can't.
It's too much fabric.
It's too much.
It's too much.
Oh, Lord Jesus. No, that's
and there's
too much.
sometimes where it's a wallet, and I'm like, I'm not dealing with the wallet.
Oh, God almighty. When it's drippy, when it's the whole thing. No. Oh, my God, I hate you.
I can't deal with it.
Okay. Lord.
Beyonce or Madonna?
Oh, I have to. I mean, Jesus, I have to say Madonna. I have to. I love her. I mean, she's been around in my heart forever. I mean,
yeah.
It's like, that's soundtrack to your life.
Soundtrack to my life.
I love Beyonce. Don't get me wrong. I'm not a crazy person. But I'm like, but Madonna's been there for. I mean, Live to Tell and all that shit. It's all.
We were just talking about that in the podcast.
Like,
absolutely. What is gay fat?
Me right now. Do you want to see it? It's a nightmare. Gay fat is anything. First of all, everybody gay fat. Even those bitches who look amazing, they still think they're fat. It doesn't matter.
Fat with no 2% fat on their body.
Everybody is gay fat. There's nobody, because it's just that horrible voice that whispers and is loud but also quiet, telling you don't look good. And it doesn't matter because someone will sleep with you somewhere.
Okay.
That's why I take the bus. Okay. I'm just kidding. I would never take public transportation. I'm not that stupid. Okay, sorry. Girl.
Wait, what makes you cry?
Oh, God. Well, I cried. I've seen the movie a million times. I cried at the movie Life Aquatic, but I love.
That's with.
Bill Murray's in it. It's
yes, Wes Anderson.
I watch all of Wes Anderson's movies, but there's a moment in that movie where I don't know if you've seen it. It's like a spoiler alert, I guess. But he sees the fish that ate his best friend, and he's like, I wonder if the fish remembers me. And I just think that's so beautiful because it's like it's just like to these things that happen in our lives, like the other person is it there the same way it's there for me? And I'm like, oh my God, that's so beautiful because this giant fish in the middle. I wonder if he remembers me. Like, how would the fish remember me? How would the squirrel know not to dig in my plants? Does he know? I'm like, it's that wonderful sort of weird connection thing, and that made me tear up. But I also had a case of vodka, so I don't know. Could have been that either. Could have fucking been that too.
What makes you laugh?
God, what makes me laugh? I guess random shit, just really random. I don't know when the last. My brother makes me laugh really hard, but he's really funny, but it's not all the time. But I don't know the last time that I was belly aching, laughing.
Me either.
I mean,
where I'm crying, I'm loud crying, my stomach hurts so bad from crying.
I can't remember.
Laughing. Me either. That's a shame.
That's a shame. I mean, I do chuckle a lot and laugh. I mean, I watch the Golden Girls every single day.
My brother loves. We were raised on the Golden Girls.
I listen to them.
And I see it on TV. I stop in my tracks and just sit down. I'm like, I guess I got to do laundry right now.
Yeah, that's
supposed to be fire.
Oh yeah, fire. Sorry. Oh, okay, yeah. Edward's on the scene here. When you die, what do you want the tombstone to say about you?
Oh my God, bedwetter. That might be my friend Mary. Crazy Mary, I think she wants hers to say bedwetter. We've been talking about this for years.
Billy Francesca, bedwetter?
That's it. It doesn't say anything. Oh no, I know. Hers is bedwetter. Mine just says coyotes. ... I want people to think that's it. That's how I die. Sorry. She's bedwetter.
What is your favorite brand of vodka?
Oh, Kettle One is my absolute favorite, but I'm on Tito's now for that stupid gluten allergy.
Oh, that's right.
Motherfuckers.
What is your dream gig?
I guess my dream gig would be something like the Academy Awards or one of those things where I just walk out and I'm like, hey, bitches. And because they wouldn't know what to do with it. And I don't think they could stop me because it's live. So they'd have to continue.
All right.
Yes, ma'am.
Fuck, marry, kill?
We do these, and I don't never know what they're so difficult. Okay, go. Oh, God.
This is really difficult.
Okay.
Choices are Trump, Kanye West, Putin.
Oh, God.
Who would you fuck? Who would you marry? Who would you kill?
Okay. We obviously would kill Trump. I can't. I mean, he doesn't. It just is a mess. He's just, he ain't happy. We ain't happy with him. It's go. Go to the other side. They will fix you. So now it's fucking marry. Oh, God.
Kanye or Putin?
I can't live in Russia, so I'd have to just fuck him because I can't live there, and I'd have to marry Kanye West. Is that?
Yeah.
I have to.
You have to marry Kanye.
Oh, but God, listen to him talk all day long about stuff.
Well, he's changing. He's a little bit evolving. He's going through his meds. He's taking his meds right now. Okay. No, he's off his meds right now. He says.
He's not the only one.
Yeah.
No, I mean, no, I could marry him. He seems sweet. He just seems misunderstood.
I think so, too.
I mean, I'm not going to buy a $2,000 sweater with holes in it, but that's a whole other story.
Me either.
But yeah, I guess I'd have to have sex with that Russian guy who, by the way, uncut. Back to the first question. Son of a bitch. I really put myself in a corner. Girl.
Big question of the night.
Okay.
Billy. How old are you really?
36. You ain't gonna trip me up on my new 36 years old. I was born in 19 whatever it is.
36 years old, bitch!
All right, 37. You got me, to be honest. Or
1983.
I don't remember. I was so young when it came out. Nixon was president. No, that's not right. Damn it. Was it Jimmy Carter? Damn it, I can't remember. Oh, God.
All right, so we'll never know how old Billy Francesca is. God bless America.
Sorry,
damn it, I thought I could get you on that. Well, those were my fire session questions.
You're
Thanks,
wonderful.
Billy, for playing.
Thank you. You're wonderful. This has been absolutely wonderful. Yay. Thank you. It's helped my spirit, too, just so you're clear. So,
oh, good.
I appreciate that.
Thank you for listening and continuing to subscribe to the podcast. I want to thank Billy Francesca for being an outrageous guest host. Did you have a good time, Billy?
I had a wonderful time with you. Thank you so much for having me, and you inspired me to do more.
Really?
Yes,
Me?
Baby cakes. Yes, because you're on it. You work all day and you're still turning it out, and I don't do anything all day long. I just want to sit home and drink tea. So I feel this was very inspiring for me. Thank you both. Thank you, my dear.
And thank you, Edward, for being an amazing co-producer, as always.
You're welcome.
You feeling better, honey?
A little bit. Still low energy, but thank you for the cough drops.
Well, those were LSD. I lied to you. So let's turn the camera on and see what happens.
Really
I'm just kidding, baby. You'll be
the
fine.
Vickies have been dropped.
Pin drop. My doll. Spinning my doll.
My dolls.
I learned that.
Well, we hope you feel better.
Thank you.
Because we have another amazing show. Speaking of that amazing show, please join us next week as our new guest co-host will be Michelle Jewsbury, author of But I Love Him, a true story of love, pain, and domestic violence. This is going to be a deep one.
Yeah.
It's deep. This will be an episode that no one wants to sleep on because it has a lot of education. She talks about what went with her.
Yeah.
This and her book is amazing. So,
yeah.
Michelle, we look forward to seeing you and having you on the show. As always, I'm Queen ShanShan, and thank you for listening to Abroad.